Hello and welcome to the video tutorial part 5 brought to you by Renesas Electronics Europe on how to use the Applilet EZ and DALI GUI tool for implementing DALI communications in your lighting control system. To start with, we need to program our DALI slave board with the DALI code. So for doing that, we are using the Applilet EZ. So let's just create a new project. Still using the same demo based on the RL78I1A with 3 LED channels. Just click OK, save the project, let's call it DALI. Now let's select the DALI option from the menu. We've got also a number of settings here, such as random address and so on. We can define groups here, we can define the addresses, and we can define other settings such as maximum, minimum levels and fade time and so on. We can do that for each of the 3 channels of the LEDs. Let's just click OK for now. Click on Save again, generate the code. So now it's generating the code for DALI communications protocol stack and compiles with IR. Again, you can open the compiled code in the IR workbench and see all the DALI functions in C. Let's just click on Program for programming the demo. Click on Close to finish the process. So once the board is programmed with the DALI code, we can connect the system as follows. We connect the DALI master demo, which is called the lighting communications demo, with the USB cable to the PC, and connect the board we've just programmed as a DALI slave via simply 2 wires to the DALI connector of the DALI master board. You can connect more DALI slaves, even custom ones if you like, to the same connection just to have the DALI bus, the common bus. Then we're going to launch this DALI GUI tool, which allows us to control the DALI network in the real time. So here is how the boards are connected. This is the DALI master board connected with the USB cable to your PC. This is the DALI connector and the DALI bus connected to the DALI slave board, which we've just programmed using the Applilet EZ GUI tool. So once the boards are connected and all configured, we'll launch the DALI GUI controller, also provided by Renesas. If you go to Commands, Manual Commands, there is a list of all the DALI available commands. There are quite a few of them, 275. You can broadcast them, you can send them to a group, or you can send a command to an individual address. We don't need it now, so I'll just click Close. To start with, once your system is configured and connected, you need to assign the addresses. So you can go direct address allocation and assign a short address to each of the nodes. But what you can also do is to allocate a random address using this command. So if you just click Start, it would automatically allocate addresses for each of the nodes connected in the system. Because I've already done that, I'm not going to do it because it's going to take it may take a few minutes. So if you click on that plus, you can see there are 3 addresses of our LED channels. Remember, we have 3 LED channels on the demo. So the addresses have been located as 0, 1, and 2. Currently it says not assigned, and that is because they are not related to any group. But if you right-click on any of those, you can add it to a group. For example, if I create group 1, click OK, you see group 1, and address 0 is now related to group 1. Let's just remove that, and that is back to normal non-assigned groups. So as I said, you can broadcast a message, you can send a message to an individual address. In terms of the controls, in addition to all of the DALI commands that you had in the command menu, you have graphically presented basic commands here for power control. That includes basic commands such as on-off, go to the maximum level, go to the minimum level. You can step up, step down, you can move the dimming to a level defined by the number of steps here in the fade rate. So, for example, if you define the rate to 358 steps and you click the up button, it would actually move to 355 steps up. You can also define the time for the fade. If you go for 1.4 seconds, for example, it would gradually dim up or down depending on what you choose here with this rate. You can set the dimming reference to a fixed level as well. For example, if you want to go to the highest level, which is 254 here, click on Direct, and it would automatically go to the highest level. For example, the red light, which you can see now on the board. So let's just turn it off for now. You also have the level settings, where you can set the maximum level or the minimum level. So you just write the value here, click on Set, and the value is set for the specific address. You have the scene settings here. There are up to 16 of them as defined in the DALI protocol specification. You click on Save, and the scene settings are saved to an external Excel file. You can also load the settings from an external file like this. Once the settings are configured, you click on Set to store them in the memory of the microcontroller. Now, this window in the bottom, if you right-click and click on Query, you can actually read, currently reading from address 2. Here, you can read all the settings which are in memory now. So you've got the minimum level, the maximum level, and so on. So let's have a look what we actually can do here. So if we define the fade rate to 1.4 seconds, click on Set. Don't forget we are working with address 2 at the moment. And if we want to go to the maximum level with this rate, just click Direct, and you can see the red LEDs gradually going up. Let's just turn it off for now. You can broadcast. If you want to set 1.4 or even less than that, 1 second would be better. Set. Now you set that fade rate for all of the 3 addresses now. Go directly to the maximum level, click on Direct, and you can see all of the 3 channels are gradually going up with the rate defined here. Let's just turn them off. With the fade rate, again, if you define the steps, let's go for the maximum number of steps, click on Set. This is again for all of the 3 channels. Now click on Step Up, and the LEDs will dim up with the rate, with the number of steps defined there. So back to the scene settings. Let's try working with address 0, which is green light. Let's just double check what the current status is. So there are some settings here already. So let's set the scene settings as follows. So for example, the scene number 0 set to this value, scene number 2 to the maximum, scene number 2 somewhere in the middle, and number 3 is the minimum. So click on Set. Now with the Go to Scene command, you select the scene number you want to go to. For example, scene 0. You can see the green light went a bit to the level above. Scene number 2, near 0, scene number 1, and so on. Now with the fade settings, you can set the fade rate again, even for the scenes. So for example, 1 second, or let's have a bit more, 1.4 second. Click on Set. Don't forget, this is address 0 only. Let's go to scene number 1 for the maximum, and you can see it's gradually going up. Scene number 3, which is the minimum, it's gradually going down. So that was pretty much it in terms of what the DALI GUI tool can do in terms of controlling your DALI network and debugging your system in real time. In the next video tutorial, number 6, I'm going to show you how to design your DMX 512 communications protocol using Applilet EZ and the special DMX controller GUI tool.